Okay, today I'm thinking of discussing this HTML part and internet email part, which is basically related to, this is actually 2019 paper. In 2019 paper, so you can see some questions are asked from this area. For an example, this second question, something related to firewall coming from network chapter. And then let's go down. And here this one, which of the following combinations only related to internet, and this one, and hyperlinks. So every web page on the World Wide Web has a unique identifier call. So these are from the particular chapter, and these are directly from the particular chapter, right? And okay, so can you answer these questions? Let's try to answer these questions first before we begin. And okay, so which of the following can be a good practice to protect data and information from computer hard disk failures? So it's asking which is the best practice to actually to protect data from hard disk failure. So first one is installing firewall. Firewall is what? What is firewall? Basically, firewall means actually it's a protection layer between your computer and external network, or your network and external network. So using firewall, so firewall is similar to your, it's similar to the walls in your house, or it's similar to walls in maybe if you have outside walls, right? Outside gates and all. So that is similar to firewall. It's protecting you from the outside world. So why you have walls in your house? Because so there are climate issues, maybe some uh, animals they might come, and then like mosquitoes and all. So protect your internal structure from the outside world, you are using firewall. This firewall has selected gates or ports. These are called ports or gates. Firewall එකක් ගත්තම select දැන් ඔයාලගේ ගෙදර බිත්තිවල දොරවල් තියෙනවා වගේ there are similar to that, there are some defined places where people can enter. Non-parties are allowed to come from those ports. For an example, web. So anyone, so web කියන service එක ඕනම computer එකක access කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනනේ. Web කියන service, that's a common service, no? So that gate number is 80, or that is the port number. A port number එක 80 80. That is basically open. That means if someone wish to browse website, or if someone wish to receive website information, port number 80 is open. So email port, email, it has another gate for email. That is basically open, because anyone wish to send email and receive email, that gate should be open. So likewise, in firewall, there are defined gates. Only through defined gates, only you can go out, and then other that external people can come in through these defined gates only, not from everywhere. So similar to, it's a controlled wall. That's all. So using that, can you protect your hard disk? Hard disk ka protect කරගන්න පුළුවන්ද? It's asking from disk failures. Disk failures වලින් protect කරගන්න පුළුවන්. You can protect from hackers. Maybe you can protect from unwanted people coming in. But you can't protect from failures, no? Failures can happen internally. Internally, failures can happen. So installing antivirus software. That is also not a strong answer, because using antivirus software, you can identify good files and bad files. Good files, bad files, අඳුරගන්න පුළුවන් වුණා කියලා. It's not going to protect your hard disk. Then taking periodic backups means you keep periodic copies, duplicate data somewhere. That is good mechanism, no? Because if you have backups, you can always recover from that backup. කොපියක් තියලා තියෙනවා නම් අර ඔරිජිනල් එක ලූස් වුණත් කමක් නැහැ නේද? hard disk එක physically failure වුණත් it's okay, because you have backups. And using strong password is again, password can be used to protect against hackers. It's security measurement. This is also security measurement. This is for protecting. This is also security measurement. But so this is for the physical security of your hard disk. Means if disk fails physically, if damaged due to power or thundering or some other issues, but these backups will help you to recover. Understood? So
Yeah.
here you have only one term related to networking. That's why I explained. Okay, let's go back and so go forward. And 26. 26, it's asking every web page has a web page on a world wide web has a unique identifier called every web page. So how you identify web page in a internet environment? Each web page has unique address that is called
IP. IP address.
IP. Each web page page එකෙන් page එකට IP එනවද නැත්නම් එක site එකට IP එකක් දෙන්න සාමාන්‍යයෙන් page එකෙන් page එකට IP එනවද
No.
නෑ page එකෙන් page එකට එන්නේ නැහැ. For an example, if you log into your router interface එකට ඔයාලට log වෙන්න පුළුවන් 192.168 like you have router interface IP. ඒකේ දැන් pages ඕගොල්ලෝ ගොඩකට ගියා කියලා you can change between pages no in router settings page, Wi-Fi page, wireless page, NAT page. Likewise, you have different pages no, but still the IP is same.
Yeah.
Right? IP it's not going to be different from page to page. Page to page email address no, nothing like that. Hyperlink.
Yeah.
Hyperlink yes or no? Hyperlink means links. Link has nothing to do with that. Email address, nothing to do with that. IP address, it is unique, but not to each page.
Page.
Not to each
URL.
page. URL. Uniform resource locator. It is unique to each page. URL can page again page again වෙනස් වෙනවා තමයි. URL means the entire full destination of the page.
Yeah.
One page to page, it is different. So, for an example, if you go to google.com, okay, let's go to Google. If you want to browse pages, all public pages, if you want to find out all public pages related to one site, you can mention site colon, let's say nie.lk. So then it will list all the pages from nie.lk. You can see 2010. This is the result. 2010 pages basically, approximately. So these are unique URLs, nie.lk, exams.nie.lk, exams.nie.lk/programs, exams www.exams.nie.lk/results, examination, certificates, some Tamil link, I don't know, some departments, again, some application, alumni application. And likewise, you can see these are unique results. So this will list all the pages, all the URLs. This is special search string. This will list මේ search string එකෙන් search කරාම ඒ site එකේ තියෙන හැම URL එකක්ම publicly access කරන්න පුළුවන් හැම URL එකක්ම පෙන්නනවා. Okay, this is technically. So that's what I said. URL is the URL means uniform resource locator. Uniform resource locator. Understood?
Yeah.
All right. Then which of the combinations only internet related protocols? Asking which are protocols. FTP means why protocols are used?
What?
Why protocols are used? What is protocol and why protocol are used in internet? Can you remember the term protocol? Or no?
No.
Okay, protocol means a set of rules and conventions. Set of rules basically. So for an example, I'm talking to you. So before we talk to each other, we agreed on some rules. For an example, the time that we are starting the class today, that we had to agree, and the language that I'm delivering this lesson, and the speed, and the lesson number that I'm doing. Likewise, we have to negotiate and agree on set of rules. So similar to that in network environment, when network computers are talking to each other, they must agree with set of rules. Okay, assume that you are talking to high-end machine, a high-end server like a high-end supercomputer in Google. Think
Yeah.
about how faster that supercomputer is. Supercomputer එකට ලක්ෂ ගානකට එකපාර service එක දෙන්න පුළුවන්. It can provide its service to several hundred thousands of people. So that is faster machine. It's in Google. So you are accessing. So let's say I'm accessing Google using my poor mobile phone. It cannot work with millions of. It cannot work with millions of people simultaneously. No, mage mobile phone එක powerful නෑනේ. But Google has a supercomputer. Not just single supercomputer. They have supercomputer farm. එහෙම කියලා ඒගොල්ලෝ සුපිරි ස්පීඩ් එකකින් අපිට එවුවොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? data gigabyte terabyte ගානක් එවන per second to my mobile. What will happen? Simply my mobile will crash.
Yeah.
Understood? So before Google communicate with my mobile phone, Google or the particular server will agree with my mobile phone about the transfer in speed, transfer in mechanism, transfer in security mechanisms. It will
But
agree with all these things.
uh,
Mobile phone එකට
yes,
එවනකොට
can you just like uh, explain it again? I
okay, when we are talking to each other, are we agree with some set of rules? අපි pre agree වෙනවනේ the rule set එකක් එක්ක
yeah.
කතා කරද්දී. Similar to that,
Uh,
when
mm,
a computer talks to another computer in a network environment, they must also agree with set of rules. Understood?
uh-huh.
Before communicating, they must agree. Why? Internet environment එකේ තියෙන superior computer, super computers තියෙන very fast. It can work with millions of users or several hundred thousands of users at once. For an example, Google supercomputer ඒ වගේ fast computer තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම internet වලට connect වෙලා තියෙනවා අපේ phone වගේ very low speed devices උත් තියෙනවා. High performance නැති speed නැති devices උත් තියෙනවා. හැබැයි මේ ඔක්කොම එකට වැඩ කරන්න එපා. All these devices
Okay.
should work together, no? So Google fast වුණා කියලා එයා terabyte ගණන් data අපේ mobile phone එකට එවන්නේ නැහැනේ. අපේ mobile phone එකේ size එක බලලා screen size එක බලලා ඒ අනුවනේ data අපිට එවන්නේ අපිට ගැලපෙන විදිහටනේ. And when
Okay.
I'm accessing using laptop, it will send according to the laptop's need, no?
Yeah.
ඒ වගේ service to service දැන් මම YouTube access කරනකොට ඒ YouTube service එකට අදාළ විදිහට තමයි අපිට data දෙන්නේ.
Oh.
ඒ data එවන විදිහ, ඒ data වල security එක දැන් YouTube එවන YouTube වීඩියෝ එකක් එවනවා වගේ නෙවෙයි email එකක් එවුම. email එකක් confidential. YouTube වීඩියෝ එක confidential නෑ. Anyone can watch. email එකක එවනවා password එකක්. ඒක secure කරන්න ඕන. ඒ වගේ
Oh.
ඒ වගේ occasion එකෙන් occasion එක අවස්ථාවෙන් අවස්ථාවට it should agree with set of rules. That's why rules are important. These rules are negotiations between communication parties. Understood?
Yeah.
Rules are negotiation between these communication parties. Okay. So FTP is such rules. FTP means file transfer protocol. File transfer protocol. Protocol means set of rules basically. So
Okay.
if you want, you can write down protocol means protocol. What is protocol? Set of rules. I'll give you the note if you wish. Let's toss this. So we learned one term. Okay, the terms that we have learned: firewall, similar to walls in your house. So what it does, protecting the internal network or internal computer from the external world. From the external world. It has ports and only allow non-service to come inside. Example, web or HTTP port 80. HTTPS 443. It only allows known services to come in. Unknown services or unwanted or unknown accesses, it's trying to restrict, protecting us from outside world. For an example, you have in your house, you have door, house walls with doors and windows, similar to house walls with doors and windows. House walls with doors and windows. So you know that in doors and windows, basically
Yeah.
bats and other bats, rats, they will not come through doors and windows. No? Bats, rats, and
Yeah.
maybe like horses, elephants, they will not come through those windows and doors. No? Only the allowed part is basically, so maybe if you have pet can come. Maybe you can come from the door, and if you have a key or locked, then only people with the
Yeah.
lock or the key can come. It's like that, similar to your house. And then we learned
Yeah.
something called protocol. Protocol means what? It is a set of rules in used in networked communication. Both communicating parties must agree with the rules and work accordingly. So that is about protocol. For an example, FTP, it says file transfer protocol agreement when transferring files. Then you have TFTP, which means trivial file transfer protocol. So I'm not sure about this TFTP wording. Let me check. Sorry. Let me check with this. TFTP means, yes, trivial file transfer protocol. And then you have something called HTTP. That means hypertext transfer protocol. Then you have HTTPS, hypertext transfer protocol, secure version. Hypertext transfer protocol, secure version. Then the other hand, you have DNS, that is domain name system. That is also a protocol that transfers what it does basically, domain to IP and IP to domain converting. It's done by domain name servers. DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol. DHCP. It's called dynamic host configuration protocol. And not only that, you have TCP, transmission control protocol. And you have IP, internet protocol. Basically, TCP and IP works together, provide internet. facility. And other protocols are working to deliver various applications. So you should know these things. And what else in this paper? Let me check. FTP, HTTP, SMTP, and POP. I couldn't mention about that. Let me write that as well. SMTP means simple mail transfer protocol, and POP, post office protocol, and there's sound called IMAP, internet message access protocol. Check spellings. IMAP, yes, it's internet message access protocol, correct. So can you write down these things quickly?
Yeah, I'm writing that.
Right, let me explain each file transfer protocol. Basically, it helps transferring files. Tribal file transfer protocol is the newest one. It's helping again file transfer. HTTP is the protocol for web. This is web protocol for web, and this is web secure version, maybe encrypted transmission. So
Mhm.
same web protocol, but it's encrypted. Encrypted means so no one can read and tamper in the middle. It is secret, sending it in a secret way. So no one will be
Mhm.
able to steal data. For an example, if you are especially sending usernames, passwords, PIN numbers, credit card numbers, it uses HTTPS. But if you are just
Mhm.
searching, sending some insensitive data, like okay, maybe do some calculation using online
Mhm.
calculator, then it uses HTTP because no need to be secure. DNS is the one which is similar to your DNS is the one which is similar to your phone book. Phone book එකේ තියෙන මොකක්ද? Numbers and names no. These names will be transferred to numbers and numbers will be transferred to names using phone book. Similar to that, this domain names.
Mhm.
Domain names means this google.com, yahoo.com, ni.lk. Likewise, those things will be transferred to IP address because through IP address only computers can connect. Similar to mobile phones. Mobile phones can recognize each other using mobile number. Mobile phone එකක් තව
Mhm.
mobile phone එකක් අඳුරගන්නේ නමින් නෙමෙයි mobile number. That's how it recognize the other phone. That's how it connect to the other phone. Similar to that, computers will recognize each other in the network environment using IP addresses. But we cannot remember the IP address. No, for an example, Google has IP address, but we cannot remember it. You can get IP address of Google if you go to command line and type ping www.google.com. So it will give you IP address of google.com. This is the IP address 142.250.67.196. You can, if you can remember this IP address, you can go to your browser and say HTTP. HTTP means what's the service? Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Asking for web service. I'm telling, okay, give me web service using this IP address. I can tell, give me web service using this IP address. HTTP colon double slash, then the IP address. Press enter, will simply load google.com website. But only thing
Mhm.
is we cannot remember numbers. Therefore, we need some person to remember numbers. That is our DNS. Understood? That's the job of
Yeah.
DNS. DNS convert IP to domain and domain to IP. And DHCP means all of them. So if you put Wi-Fi hotspot in your mobile phone, you can put hotspot and connect your laptop, no? hotspot එකක් දාලා laptop එකක් connect කරන්න පුළුවන් hotspot එකක් දාලා තව mobile phone එකට internet දෙන්න පුළුවන් නේ.
Oh.
Yes, then when you are connecting that mobile phone or laptop, do you need to give IP address to that? IP address එකකුත් දෙන්න ඕනද?
No.
Mobile phone එකක් තව mobile phone එකකට connect කරනවා hotspot එකක් දාලා. Do you need to give IP address?
No.
No. So but actually you have to give. හැබැයි ඒක දෙන්න ඕන වෙන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම ඕන වෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්න හේතුව තමයි this protocol, dynamic host configuration protocol. This will give IP automatically. This will give IP automatically when connect in local area network. When you are connecting in local area network, this person will assign IP address automatically. Anyway, you need IP address. Without IP address, don't even think about network communication. In network communication, IP address is must. You should have IP address. හැබැයි IP address එක අපි මතක තියාගෙන දෙන්න එහෙම මොකුත් ඕන වෙන්නේ නැහැ because there's a additional one, this DHCP. It's the protocol helping dynamically connect to the hotspot and all those Wi-Fi and all. So that will dynamically give you an IP address. When you connect, it will give IP address. This automatically. That is automatic process. Okay, for an example, okay, now my IP address, I can check my IP address using this command. These commands, I think you better remember. PING command is used to check the connectivity. PING, you can give domain name or you can give IP address. For an example, PING, you can give IP address. So this IP address, same IP address, you can give and check whether you can connect to the particular IP. Then it will say, okay, can connect. This ICMP also a protocol. ICMP also is also a protocol we call ICMP, Internet Configuration Message Protocol. It's the protocol which says whether the internet configuration, whether internet connection is okay or not. That's a protocol which says internet connection is okay or not, ICMP. Whether you have internet control message protocol, sorry, my mistake. It's not internet configuration, internet connect control message protocol. It says whether you have connection with this IP or not. Okay, it says whether you have connection of this IP or not. So then there's another command called ipconfig. Ipconfig in Windows it's ipconfig, but in Linux and all, Linux and Mac it is called ifconfig. In Windows it is ipconfig. Okay, Windows වල ගහනවා නම් command line එකේ ගහන්න ඕන ipconfig කියලා. ifconfig ගහම you can see your IP address. So can you tell my IP address from this? What is my IP address? You can see the screen. What is my IP address?
Flagship.
No, I'm asking my IP address. It's this one. This is my IP address. IP address is it's between IP version 4 address එක මේ කීයක් කොයි මොනවාද numbers IP version 4 address එක limitation? The maximum will be 255, minimum will be 0. අපි කතා කරා නේද? Maximum 255, minimum 0. If it is between the maximum and minimum, that is the IP address, IP version 4 address. Maximum 255 and minimum 0. It's in between. This is my IP address 192.168.43.14. So please remember this IP address. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to dynamically connect to another Wi-Fi network. Now sometimes you will get interruption. Hari වාට සමහරට ඇහෙන්නේ නැතුව යයි ටිකක් වෙලා. ඊට පස්සේ ඇහෙයි. Now I'm going to connect to this network. Dialog G4. Okay, I'll connect to that. Can you hear me? ඇහෙනවනේ?
Yeah.
අවුලක් වුණේ නැහැ. ලොකු අවුලක් වුණේ.
Yeah.
Then IP config again. IP config ආයෙ ගැහුවම you can see now my IP address is not the earlier one. 192.168.8.102.
Yeah.
කලින් තිබ්බේ 8.102 නෙවෙයි මේ තිබ්බේ කලින් තිබ්බේ වෙන එක 192.168
Yeah.
43.14 ඒ වෙලාවේ DHCP මට දුන්නේ මෙන්න මේ IP එක 43.14
Oh.
තමයි
Yeah.
දුන්නේ. දැන් මම වෙන කනෙක්ෂන් එකක් ඉල්ලුවම අර DHCP ම ගිහිල්ලා DHCP තමයි මේක කරන්නේ. එයා ගිහිල්ලා වෙන IP address එකක් මට අරන් දෙනවා ඒ connection එකට. So that's what it's happening. Understood? Practically understood what's happening by DHCP. Role of DHCP is assign you IP address. Hello? Can you hear me again?
Yeah. Yeah. I can.
Because I have changed the network again. Then let me configure again. I check this, and this is 43.14 back to the previous network. So this is the role of DHCP. Role of DHCP is earlier days it was not like that. We have to give IP address and connect. අපේ IP address එකක් දීලා connect කරන්න ඕන මුල්ම කාලේ. හැබැයි මේ DHCP කියන එක ආවට පස්සේ අපිට automatically IP address එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් ඒ DHCP facility එක තියෙනවා. Automatically it will assign IP address to us when we are connected. TCP is called transmission control protocol. Okay, transmission control protocol. It controls the transmission. දැන් මොකද්ද මේකෙන් කරන්න කියලා හවම හරිම ලේසි. It control the transmission. So what do you mean by that? What's the meaning? It controls the transmission. What it does basically, it will create a virtual circuit between connecting parties and make sure all packets are properly delivered and any resending requirements. So it controls the transmission. It's like delivery report in your SMS. It makes sure that there's a path. Virtual circuit means there's a path. It makes sure that virtually path is created. For an example, think about this. Okay, think about 101 from PETA. What is 101 root from PETA? 101 කියන්නේ මොකද්ද PETA වලින්? Can you remember? It's okay. If you cannot remember, tell me 200. එකත් ඔයාලගේ පාර හරහාට යන 200 or maybe තියෙන්නේ මොකද්ද 200 තියෙනවා 101 සාමාන්‍ය එක ප්‍රසිද්ධයිනේ 101 100 මොරටුව රූට් right ඒක මොරටුව රූට් කියන එක කොහෙවරි ගහලා නැහැනේ පාරවල් දිගේ ගහලා නැහැනේ මේක මොරටුව පාර කියලා දැන් එක කියන්නේ කොහෙද එක කියන්නේ කොළඹ පාරනේ 6 කියන්නේ කුරුණෑගල පාර 6 means කුරුණෑගල රූට් ඒක ගහලා නැහැනේ එක දිගට මේ 6 පාරේ යන්න කියලා ගහලා නැහැ 6ක් යන්නේ දැන් ඔයාලගේ කිරිබත් ගොඩින් යද්දි 6 යන්නෙත් එකම පාරේ 1 යන්නෙත් එකම පාරේ තව තියෙන 48 වගේ දුර කල්මුණේ මේ පැත්තට යන්නේ ඒවා යන්නෙත් ඒ පාරේ all are going same route no but so it is not marked no it is virtual path virtually තමයි කියන්නේ ඒක logically නේ කවුරුත් ගහලා මේ නම් කරලා බෙදලා නැහැ virtually that logical connection is that path that will only go in that path ඒකේ විතරනේ යන්නේ එකපාර දැන් 1 කියන නම්බර් එක තියෙන එකක් වෙන කොහෙවත් යන්නේ නැහැ නේ ගාල්ල මාතර දිහා යන්නේ නැහැ නේ unless they are going a trip unless they are going a trip they should follow the route similar to that is TCP is responsible for creating route what the internet කියන්නේ network of network it's a big network ඒකේ parts ඕන තරම් තියෙනවා හැබැයි TCP කරන්නේ එයාට කියලා virtual path එකක් හදාගන්න when you are connecting it will create a virtual path virtual circuit and make sure that all the packets means the message chunks you are not going to send the entire message at once assume that you are downloading a movie film එකක් තියෙනවා film එක 2 GB but you are not going to get entire movie at once then your network connection cannot digest that. It's
Yeah.
similar to your human body. It's similar to human body. If you get a loaf of bread, or if you get a piece of bread, you can't swallow
Yeah.
at once, no. එකපාර ගිලින්න බෑනේ.
Yeah.
No, whatever. You can't swallow at once, no. You have to break into small pieces and then translate carefully to your stomach, no.
Yeah.
Similar to that, in network environment, sending movie file at once is it's not practical. So what will happen? It will divide this into small chunks. These chunks are called packets, and then send those packets in that route. But in the middle, what can happen? These packets can be damaged. Packets can be missing. Then ඔයාලට මෙහෙම කරොත්, for an example, think that in your school, your students are asked to go a trip, go to goal. You are planning a trip, and without arranging a vehicle or bus or whatever, your teacher is asking to, okay, next day 8 a.m. come to goal. Now what will happen? Some student will come, some will miss, some will late, and some cannot find the path even. Likewise, there will be a mess, no. That's why your teacher will arrange a vehicle or bus, and then arrange the trip. That's එහෙමනේ කරන්නේ ඉස්කෝලේ. වාහනයක් arrange කරලා යවන්නේ. So similar to that, this TCP will arrange the route, and through the route only all the packets are sent. But still these packets can be missing and damaged. In that case, so that ළමෙක් නම් හොයාගන්න බැරි වුණාම damage වුණාම අලුත් ළමෙක් හදන්න බෑ. But packet වල එහෙම අවුලක් නැහැ. So it can create packets and resend. So that's the responsibility of TCP. Understood? TCP is responsible for reliable delivery of packets. Okay. So let's say it's responsible for reliable delivery of packets. So better write down this. But IP, what's the responsibility of IP? IP is responsible for addressing and packet switching. Simple way. IP is responsible for addressing. Addressing means it will assign address. And packet switching means it will divide this entire message into packets and send. It will not assure whether it is delivered or not. That's why these two protocols work together to deliver packets in the internet. This ensures that it is delivered carefully. This ensures that so addresses are there to deliver, as well as it ensures that these packets are generated properly. That's the role of IP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Then these two protocols are working together to produce this communication layer in the internet layer. Basically, it is produced using these two protocols. There's another one called UDP, user data time protocol. It is a connectionless alternative to TCP. So UDP, I would like to name this as a tree wheel or tuk-tuk protocol. මම මේකට කියන්නේ tree wheel protocol එක නැත්නම් tuk-tuk protocol එක කියලා. හේතුව බස් වලට route එකක් තියෙනවා. බස් වලට තියෙන route එකේ තමයි බස් යන්නේ. But tree wheel වලට route එකක් තියෙනවා. It will go in easiest path. ලේසිම විදිහට තමයි යන්නේ. Even it will travel other directions. Direction එක දීලා මේ පැත්තට යන්න කියලා තිබ්බත් ඒ පාරෙත් අනිත් පැත්තට යයි. So that kind of protocol is UDP. UDP is careless, connectionless, but it ensures fastest delivery. Basically used for video streaming and all. Here in our conversation, so basically it uses UDP. That's why sometimes you will not hear my so that's why sometimes you will not hear my lesson. සමහරලාට ඔය ඇහෙන්නේ නැතුව යනවනේ. භාගෙට ඇහෙන. හැබැයි ඇහෙන්නේ නැති කැලේ ආයෙ ඇහෙන්න ගන්නවද? මම කිව්වේ නැත්තම්. Mama, if I am not going to repeat, you will not hear that properly again. No? But if we are using TCP, it will ensure that everything will be perfectly delivered. But UDP is not like that. UDP want to deliver that faster way. It only think about delivering that in a faster way. That's all. Nothing else. ගියාද නැද්ද හම්බුණාද නැද්ද ඒවා වැඩක් නැහැ. නැග්ගා
Oh,
ෆ්‍රීවිල් එකට නැග්ග හැටි කඩා බිඳගෙන යනවා.
yeah.
Hello?
Hello. Oh, yeah. Hello.
Understood the difference between TCP and UDP?
Yeah.
TCP is connection oriented and UDP is connectionless.
Connectionless but fast.
Yeah, but fast.
Hmm.
TCP is good in communication like email and all. Should be sent to TCP, no? මොකද email එක password එකක් යවනවා password එකේ කෑල්ලක් ඇවිල්ලා ඉතුරු කෑල්ල නැති වෙන්න බෑනේ. So
Oh,
you need to deliver that email properly. So therefore TCP is useful. But when you're sending a video streaming කරද්දි live video session එකක් එහෙම කරද්දි it doesn't matter.
yeah.
So it uses UDP, right? Live
Uh-huh.
streaming it uses UDP because it want to.
So,
Yes.
when we talk about the emails, when we like gave a password and can't remember, uh, then we change it by using somehow. Then uh, we like rewrite the password like past one. That means again
Mm.
again sir, I mean on the delete then මතක නැති එකක් ඊට පස්සේ එකයි මේ අලුතෙන් password එකක් හදලා හැබැයි ඒක මතක් වුණාට පස්සේ ඒ password එකමයි දාන්න පුළුවන්ද?
Old password.
Yeah. Old one.
Some settings will allow you to put all passwords, but some applications will not allow.
Allow, no?
It depends on the application and application settings. Some application will allow, but some application will not allow.
Like Instagram, like that.
I'm not sure. I have not checked. Some will allow. If you can remember,
Yeah,
some
I
will
have
allow to use the old password, but some will not allow to use the old password. It depends. Because for an example, for banking and all, these applications are secure, no? So when you are using online banking and all, they never allow to use that previous password because it's insecure.
Yeah,
But if it is not much critical, they might allow you to use that. It is not much critical. Okay, then let's move forward. And then SMTP. SMTP is used to send emails. Send emails from our computers to servers and server to servers. SMTP is used to send emails, but POP, Post Office Protocol, receive emails. Post Office Protocol is used to receive emails, and IMAP is also used to receive emails. Right? Difference between POP and IMAP: POP will download the original email from server. Here, IMAP will access the email, keeping in the server. So POP will download and get the email to your computer. But IMAP will simply access from the server. So IMAP, you can log in from multiple accounts and access. You can log in from your mobile and access IMAP mail. You can then at the same time, you can log in from laptop and access that because it's in the same location. But POP, once you access, the email will be downloaded and deleted from the server.
What? POP?
POP, Post Office Protocol. It has version 3. So now we are using POP 3. POP version 3. POP it will take the email from server and come. It will download the email and erase the email permanently from the server.
Uh-huh.
But IMAP, it will not download and erase. It will access. It will read the email from server, keeping it in the server.
Uh-huh.
Just give me 1 minute. Wait.
Okay.
Please write down all these things, extra points.
Yeah, I'm writing down.
Okay, finished
No, wait.
the lesson. So we have to know background of networking and network protocols and services before we begin this web part actually. And also we should know some terminologies like what is server, and so basically internet.
Mhm.
Internet is we call world's largest public wide area network, or a network of networks.
Mhm.
So it is the world's largest. Nothing that is the largest one, and it is wide area. Wide area means it's spread out across the many geographical boundaries. It has crossed many geographical boundaries, connect every continent, subcontinent. Even it connects space station and some planets sometime. So it is the world's largest wide area network. And so then you should know it provide infrastructure to many
Is there
services.
a other wide day like area networks
Sorry.
other than internet?
Yeah, there
Are there?
are enough. So, for an example, bank ATM network is a wide area network. Bank network is a wide area network. Bank intranet, and maybe in the companies might have intranet internally connections. Schools might have networks connected to each sub areas. Oh, so likewise, there are many. Cannot name and finish. So wide area network basically, if you connect Kandy with Colombo, it's a wide area network. Two geographical boundaries, if you connect, it's a wide area network. ATM machines, they have connected the entire island, no? It's a wide area
Mm.
network. If it is a Visa or Master, it's connected even the world. The entire
But
world is
it is
connected through it.
connected with internet now?
Which ATM?
Yeah, all other.
Yeah, if it is the earlier days, it was not like that. In the earlier days, it was just WAN, no? Wide area network. Now it's connected with internet. Now it's connected
Mhm.
with the internet and actually intranet, internet media connected. So then, not just that, you have many wide area networks. If, for an example, if you plan to connect your company in Colombo to a sub office in maybe some other region, Nugegoda or Maharagama or maybe Dehiwala, some other area, it is wide area network. If it is crossing the city border, it is wide area. If it is crossing the city border, it's wide area network, right? Then within a city, we call it's a metropolitan area network. If it is within a building or within a room within a building, we call local area network. Within your desk limit, we call desktop area network, and within your personal limit is called personal area network. Those are the other networks. Basically, personal area network or desktop area network. So these terms you must remember. local area network, and then metropolitan area network, and then wide area network. The smallest one is personal or DAN. DAN. Then you have PAN. DAN or PAN actually both are same. Then it is smaller than LAN. LAN is smaller than MAN, and MAN is smaller than WAN. Desktop area, personal area, local area, metropolitan area, and wide area. Okay. Then, so internet provide infrastructure for many services, and it has two models. It has two connectivity methods, and one is called client server architecture, and the second one is called peer-to-peer architecture. The first one is called client server architecture. Second one is called peer-to-peer architecture. In client server architecture, basically, client server architecture, you have two things: server or the service provider. Basically, high capable machine with server system, and then you have client, that is service consumer or the receiver. In peer-to-peer architecture, all components are treated same. No specific client, no specific server. Anyone can be a client. Anyone can be a server. Example, you can say example, exchanging files by connecting mobile phones using Bluetooth is a peer-to-peer architecture. But it is not internet. In internet, sharing files. In internet sharing files using direct transfer. Client server architecture, you have many examples. Web basically work in client server architecture. Email works in client server architecture. Web and email work in client server architecture. So please write down these points. These are important. Internet is the world's largest public wide area network, and it has many services. Works according to two architectures, client server and peer-to-peer. What are the services basically? www is the most widely used service, that is called World Wide Web. And not just that, email is another service. And you have file transfer service and teleconferencing service or video conferencing like this. And you have instant messengers like WhatsApp, Viber, Imo, Messenger, instant messengers, and news groups and remote access. Those are some services, and cloud computing or cloud services. Also, services of the internet. Please write down this and let me know if you have any doubts. Then, so the next thing is, now we know, so what is internet and basically the protocols used in internet and how it acts and what are the architectures related to internet. And next, we should know some related terminologies like so what is basically a web site and what is web page and what is domain, what is subdomain, what is country specific domain, and what is top level domain. So we should know these things. And again, what is URI, what is URL, what is hypertext, what is hypermedia, what is web server, what is web client, web server, web client, and what is search engine, and what is web portal. So these things you should know. And what is IaaS, what is PaaS, what is SaaS, basically what is cloud computing. So these are the terminologies that you should know. Then I can clearly explain the lesson. So may I know what are the terms that you know and what are the terms that you don't know? Or do I need to explain all? Yes.
uh, not all the other things. Mm,
Which other things?
okay, all no, all no, no.
All one by one. Okay. That means again I'm going to explain
Yeah.
one. Right, anyway. Right. So
No,
what is website? Website is
සර්
a web.
කියලා දුන්නේම ඕනේ නැහැ. කියන්නේ සර් කියලා දැන් මෙතන තිබ්බේම ඕනේ නැහැ.
Basically, I
Good.
think I have to explain everything. Some
Okay.
languages are there. No? Website means a collection of interrelated and linked web pages under a single domain. එක ඩොමේන් නාමයක් යටතේ එක ඩොමේන් නේම් එකක් යටතේ තියෙන ඒක එකිනෙකට ලින්ක් වෙච්ච linked web pages we call web pages and resources. Under a single domain. For an example, දැන් මම ඉස්සලා ගිහලා ආඩ browse කරලා පෙන්නේ site colon nie.lk කිව්වම everything related to nie.lk, the publicly accessible URLs related to nie.lk will come. But this is not just NI website. It's NI website තව තියෙනවානේ private accessible pages තියෙනවානේ. So we see the public portion only. Site colon ni.lk කියලා ගමම අපිට පේන්නේ public portion එක විතරයි. තව තියෙනවා private portion එක. කියන අපි දන්නේ නැති අපිට දකින්න නැති system එකට අයිති දේවල් ටිකක් තියෙනවා. So all these things are belong to website. But all are under ni.lk. හැම එකේම මේ ni.lk කොහේ හරි තියෙනවා. ni.lk. Here also you can see ni.lk. ni.lk. යමුකෝ page number 8. Page number 8 also ni.lk is there. And let's go to page number 12. Page number 12 also ni.lk is there. So in each and everything, this domain name is there here. This is page number 16. Still you can see ni.lk. Let's go to 16. And still, no, 16 also ni.lk is there. 20, still ni.lk is there. And 24, still ni.lk is there. Still it's going on. 28, still this ni.lk is there. So anyway, so you have, I think, page only 29 pages. So when I go to 29th page, this is end of the results. So still you can see it's ni.lk. So all these are the public URLs. Not just public URLs, you have some private URLs and private resources. So all these are belong to a single website. So domain means, what is domain? A unique name given to an organization in the cyber world. Cyber world means this internet-based world. It's a unique name given to an organization which offer a service. Basically web-based
Yeah.
in the cyber world.
Uh,
Anything difficult?
uh-huh.
So for an example, okay. So what
Uh,
is NI.lk?
website.
Yeah, it is National Institute of Education. No, it's physically it is National Institute of Education. So what is
Yeah.
donates.lk? What is donates?
Web page.
Donates means yeah, donates is Department of Examination Sri Lanka. Department of Examination Sri Lanka.
Uh-huh.
But the cyber name is donates.lk.
Mhm.
Understood? Cyber world name is
Yeah.
donates.lk. But it is Department of Examination Sri Lanka.
Sri
And
Lanka.
then when it comes to NI.lk, it is National Institute of Education. So that is the physical name. Physically, you have one name. In cyber world, you have another name. For an example,
Uh-uh.
right?
Okay,
Understood?
I get it. Yeah.
Right? For an example, Microsoft Corporation is the physical name, but in internet, it is Microsoft.com. Right? Microsoft.com, that is the physical name. So let's think about Slit. In Slit is Slit.lk. But the actual name is Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology. And Apid means this is Asia Pacific Institute of Information Technology. But in the internet, it is apid.lk. කඩවල් වලට නම් දානවා වගේ හැම එකටම නම් දානවා වගේ. So for an example, go and check esoft, and that is esoft.lk. But in real world, it is esoft Metro Campus. Right? Real world, you have one name. Cyber world, you have another name. Understood? Cyber world එකේ company එකට දාන නම තමයි domain name එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ. It's basically offering web service. Understood? Okay, then web page is a single document in a website created using hypertext, hypermedia, and hyperlinks. And what is subdomain? Subsection of a domain. For an example for domain name is google.com, and subdomain example is maps.google.com, and you can say mail.google.com is subdomain. Docs.google.com. So Ola belongs to Google. Maps, Mail, Docs.
They all are subdomains.
Those are called subdomains. Right? Country specific domain. If you have .lk means Sri Lanka. .in, .in India.
Uh,
.pk Pakistan. .au Australia. .nz New Zealand. .uk United Kingdom. So these are called country specific domains. .jp Japan. These are called country specific domains. It's based on the country, you got the name. For an example, Google also has country specific domain. You can go to google.jp. where its page will be displayed in Japanese. Here you can see Japanese.
Yeah.
Google.co.jp and Google.in. Basically, it's India. Google.co.in and Google.nz, New Zealand. So they don't have that. AU, not found. Maybe Google.co.au. So still not. Right. Okay. But you can just search what are the subdomains that Google have. Google got more than, they have many subdomains. Let's see how many subdomains Google has. Okay. So here they say, it says, so Google has 116 subdomains. So this is in 2018. Okay, this article is 2018. Still don't know. So you can just search and see. So likewise, there are many subdomains. Okay. Then top level domain. Top level domain means .com, means commercial. .com means commercial. .net means network. And .biz means business. .net, .com, .biz, .edu means educational. .info means information. .mil means military. .gov means government. .org means organization. .ac means academic. So these are all top level domains. Not just this. So you have many top level domains. So you can just Google. These are some examples. Okay, shall we write down this and then we can continue? Otherwise, you have a lot to write down.
Okay. That's a top. You got domains. Domain.
Uniform resource locator. Sorry, identifier. So uniform resource identifier. The URL means uniform resource locator. What's the difference?
අරක identify කරගන්න මේක locate
So,
locate
what's the difference basically? Identifying and location, URI, URL, what's the difference?
ඒක තියෙන තැනයි يعني හොයාගන්න
Location means basically the path. Identifier means path plus the file name. URI, let me show was URI. So URL is path. Every URI is URL. Right? Every URI is URL. So refer to this image. This is very important. Here. Right? URI means, so let's go this one. URI means location plus identifier. Resource name, and so it's with more very good. Okay, this one is good. This one is good. This URN means your resource name. And so this is okay. For an example, URI means the uniform resource name. Resource name is here, it's basically resource name is this one. And resource location is this one, the complete one. And resource identifier means that altogether you can call resource identifier, right? But these are actually too depth. For your level, it's seems too much for your level. So I'll give, this is not really clear that side. Okay, this is somewhat good. This is somewhat good. You can understand this. That's why I'm copying this one. So rather than the other parts, you cannot, technically, it's difficult for your level. So please see this one. This is some good resource. Here, the first part is the protocol. In URL, first part is the protocol. Then you have main domain. This is called domain. nia.gov, then third level domain, fourth level domain, fifth level domain, like it can be subdomain. Those are subdomains, right? So different subdomains. And then you have directory name. This is file name. File name is basically, you can remember that URN, uniform resource name. And this is uniform resource location. And altogether, the complete thing is called uniform resource identifier. Name plus location, altogether you can call uniform resource identifier. Okay,
So
so here you don't have this third level, fourth level, fifth level domain, you don't have, but so main domain is further divided into subdomains. You have to identify that. You no need to write down this. So main domain is nih.gov, and these are subdomains. First level, second level, third level, likewise, these are subdomains. And initially you have protocol part. Okay, then let me write down what is hypertext. Hypertext means descriptive text. Descriptive text. For an example, if you have text like hello world, and let's say world, you have B here, this indicates that the word B is bold. This indicates that not just this is hello world together, but word B is bold. A description එක තියෙන්නේ මේකේ. Word B එක ගැන තමයි මේ කියලා තියෙන්නේ. This is bold, not a entire thing. So you can say like this. The entire thing is a paragraph. Inside this paragraph, world is bold. This is called descriptive text. And hypermedia means descriptive media. So it includes images, sounds, animation, video, and other files. Okay, web server and web client, we learned server means the service provider, client means the service consumer. Search engine is a special website which is used to search other websites. Example, google.com, duckduckgo.com. Those are search engines. Web portal means collection of web services. Web portal means collection of web services. Collection of web services, including search, news, media. Example for web portal is MSN, Bing, Yahoo are examples for web portals. So let me show. When you go to MSN, It has many things. It has search in facility, news in one side, media, and it has sport, live events. Likewise, it's many things. Videos, app download, many services together in one site. We call web portal. Yahoo also the same. Yahoo also a web portal. Many services in one site. It has mail, news, and app download. Same thing. Likewise, it is also. And when it comes to Bing, Bing, Microsoft Bing, Bing is also a web portal. Now it's basically it has search in facility. Let's say it's loading, but here it has images. So basically, they have changed the website. No, earlier days it has many things, but now they have changed this to search in facility only. They changed that a little, but news part is there, but not much, right? So let's remove the Bing from this one. MSN and Yahoo are examples for web portals. Then the last one for today, we are going to discuss about cloud computing. That means applications, platforms, infrastructure is available is available in location independent manner. Available in location independent manner. That means wherever you go, these clouds are with you. Wherever you go, these clouds are with you. That is called cloud computing. For an example, assume that you have, okay, assume that, okay, you want to access Word, MS Word, then you can go to docs.google.com. From your computer, you can go, from your mobile phone, you can go. So, no need to install Word. Without installing Word, you can always access these applications because it's in cloud. It's in cloud computing. So, sheets.google.com, which is again Google Docs, not only Google Docs, you can see here Google Sheets, similar to Excel, Google Slides, similar to PowerPoint, Google Docs, similar to Word. So you can access from anywhere without installing. That is called cloud. Understood or not?
Yeah.
Right. So then cloud computing has three kind of services. One is called infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. Here it will provide in structure. So my spellings. Infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. The second one is platform as a service. Third one is software as a service. So for an example, Google Docs, Sheets, Maps, you have everything installed. Only thing that you have to do is using that. Platform as a service, it's not actually everything is not available, but you will be given the operating system. Example, Google Cloud. You will be given the operating system. You have to install software and start working. Let me
Mhm.
here you can see I'd like to refer to this image. Right. Infrastructure as a service, you will get the container, network, storage, machines. Right? But you will not get the software. But in platform as a service, you will get something bigger than that, some more. For an example, you will get the storage plus operating system and all you will get in platform as a service. Software as a service, you will get even more. Right? So if this is not clear, let me show you another image. Actually, this is no, not this. Here, let's take this one. This is more simplest version, and let's go to this one. Right. So you can see Gmail, so Office 365, Google Docs. It's working on the top of this layer, top of this cloud layer. So that is everything installed. Infrastructure is set already. Platform is set already. Only thing you have to use this application as software. But when it comes to Google Cloud and other things, you have the platform. You have to install your software, application, all these things using that platform. අර මම ගිය සැරේ VPS එකක් එහෙම දාලා පෙන්නුවේ. So I'm using that VPS to access that Google. So you can see this video is there in my channel. Yes. So I got the platform, I got the hardware, and I have installed the operating system, and then I managed to install application software in virtual private server. Right. So then the last one is IaaS. That means you will get only the infrastructure, only the network, only the hardware. What you have to do, your hardware is there in the cloud. Maybe your hardware is there in Google. So they will provide hardware. What you have to do, using that hardware, you have to install the operating system and platform and libraries, and that is actually build machine from scratch. That is also, it's also there in my channel. You can just go and watch that. I have used this IaaS. PaaS is also there. PaaS means already set up computer, which you can install software and start working. For an example, this one. Okay, Pascal. So we have learned Pascal. Pascal, you can use this online Pascal compiler. What is this? Is this infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, or software as a service? අපිට use කරන්න විතරයි තියෙන්නේ.
Platform.
ES the PS the SAS the.
PS.
So this is SAS, no? Software is given. Software is already given. Now what I have to do is using only. So no need to install the software. It's given. What I have to do is I have to use. That is called software as a service. Most of the things that we are using today are software as a service. But if you are an advanced user, you will be using AWS cloud or Google cloud platform and build your own. So here, if you are software developer and all, so you will be using this OpenShift, Heroku, and OpenShift. Those things are Flink. This is for software developers basically. And so if you are IT administrator, network administrators, you will be using this AWS, VMware, Azure like thing, and they will give hardware. You have to use the hardware because hardware is expensive. Hardware is expensive means you cannot go and buy. So for an example, I use a machine in Google Cloud. It has 16 processors, and 64 GB RAM. 16 processors, 64 GB RAM, and SSD hard disk with 800 megabit per second internet connection. 800 megabit per second internet connection. So if you want to buy such thing, if you want to implement such thing in Sri Lanka, do you think how much you have to spend? I use particular machine for free in Google Cloud because they are giving free trial. So I
I
have
get
used
you.
that trial period, and I had that machine, and I enjoyed browsing internet using that machine for free.
මට ඒක තේරුන්නේ නැහැ සර්. ඒ කියන්නේ?
So basically, so if you want to buy a computer,
Yeah.
16 processors, 64 GB RAM, 800 megabit per second speed, how much you have to spend? Can you do it in Sri Lanka? Can you buy a
I
personal internet connection of 800 megabit per second? 800 Mbps. Can you buy?
13 processors.
16 processors.
Sorry, 16. Oh,
16 processors, 64 GB RAM. 64 GB random access memory. 16 processors. 800 megabit per second internet connection. Personally, it's expensive.
yeah.
You can implement that in a cloud because this cloud environment, you have supercomputers. From these supercomputers, you can, supercomputers means it can serve millions of people, no? Several hundred thousands of people. No? So we can ask a portion of that supercomputer. It's very small portion. That's how this cloud service is provided. ඒගොල්ල කරන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ සුපර් කම්පියුටර්ස් වල සුපර් කම්පියුටර් ෆාම්ස් වල පොඩි
Oh,
කොටසක් අපිට දෙනවා. චූටි කොටසක් 100ට එකකටත් වැඩි අඩු කොටස. But for us it is a big
yeah.
capacity, big speed, big memory, high speed internet because we don't have that supercomputers in Sri Lanka. No? So
Yeah.
ඒකෙන් චූටි කැලලක් හම්බුනත් අපිට 100ට නෙමෙයි 18 එකක් 10න් එකක් හම්බුනත් අපිට ඇති. So that's how these cloud services are provided. Okay, that's how these cloud services are provided. So you can watch that video. I have separate video uploaded in my channel, creating VPS server in Google Cloud, and you can enjoy these IaaS, PaaS, and SS services there. Okay. So this part actually no need to write down from the beginning. I'll send this note to you. It's very small area, no? So I'll send this note to you. And next day we'll discuss about practical implementation using websites. And I couldn't mention one thing. Who are the
Yeah.
people issuing these domain names? Their name is ICANN. They are the people reserving domain names. ICANN means Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. That is the domain name factory. Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. That is the domain name factory where domain names are generated. But we don't go and buy from the factory. Instead of that, we will go for resellers. Domain name resellers. Because we don't want to go and buy from factory because it's expensive. So we will go for resellers. Example, GoDaddy.com, iPower.com. We can go and buy a domain from there. For an example, if you want to buy a domain, so you can go to this website, GoDaddy.com. That is a domain name reseller. They will resell the domain name, and you can go and search whether if you need a domain name Rumal. So let's search Rumal and search the domain.
පැටලුණා. ඒ කියන්නේ domain name එක කිව්වේ මොකක්ද? මේ يعني domain එකක් කිව්වේ.
So we explained that beginning of this lesson. We explained that in the beginning of this lesson, domain name. A unique name given to an organization. If you have organization and if you want to run
Okay, okay.
organization, if you want to run a company in internet, you can go and buy this domain. So here you can see different prices. So different prices, you can change this currency to, I'm going to change this country to United States, US. Let me change the country to US, then you can see, okay, rumal.co is only $0.99. If you want, you can buy this domain and launch a website. Website tab දාගන්න පුළුවන්. rumal.net is $14. rumal.store is $0.99. rumal.org is $7.99. Then rumal.live,
ඕකස
rumal.s.
ඒ කියන්නේ
Huh?
ඕක මේ හදලා තියෙන
No, you can buy a domain, then you can host a website. ඉස්සල domain එක ගන්න ඕනේ. ඉස්සල නමක් ගන්න ඕනේ. නම සල්ලි දීලා අරගෙන තමයි ඔයා website එක හදන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම නැත්තම් දාන්න වෙන්නේ අනුන්ගේ කඩේක තමයි විකුණන්න දාන්න වෙන්නේ බඩු. ඒ කියන්නේ sub domain එකක් අරගෙන තමයි දාන්න වෙන්නේ. main domain එකක් ඕන නම් you have to pay and buy.
ඒකටස අපිට ඩොමේන් එක හදාගන්න බැරි?
මෙහෙම තමයි domain එකක් හදාගන්න වෙන්නේ. You have to go and buy from domain name reseller. No other method. මේක තමයි ක්‍රමය. ගිහිල්ලා ඔයා සල්ලි දීලා ගන්න ඕන domain එක. ඔයාට හදාගන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් ඔයාට ඕන රුමාල online කියලා ගන්න. ඔයා නිකන් search කරලා බලන්න රුමාල online කියලා එකක් තියෙනවද කියලා. then ඔයාට මේක හදන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. කියනවනේ.
hello.
Yeah, rumalonline.com is available.
එතකොට සර් කලින් තිබ්බේවද?
කලින් තිබ්බේ
අර දැන් සර්ච් කරේ.
ඔව්.
ඔව් ඒවා හදලා තිබ්බේවද?
මෙහෙමයි domain name එකක් කියන්නේ ඔයා අහනවා මේ නම කාගේ හරි ළඟ තියෙනවද කියලා. හරිද? එතකොට ඒක නැත්තම් කියනවා මේක ඔයාට පාවිච්චි Gmail එකක් හදනවා වගේ මේක. Gmail එකක් හදනකොට already use නැත්තම් ඔයාට ගන්න පුළුවන් නේ.
Yeah.
You also you are doing the same. ඔයා බලන්නේ already මේ domain එක කවුරු හරි use කරනවද? එහෙම නැත්තම් ඔයාට ගන්න පුළුවන්. You are checking the availability. Gmail එකක් හදද්දි ඔයා බලනවනේ Gmail එක හදන්න user name එක available ද කියලා. නේද? ඒ වගේ තේරුණාද? ඒක තේරුම් නැත්නම් අහන්න. Gmail එක හදද්දි ඔයා availability එක check කරනවනේ. එතන කවුරුත් ඔයාගේ domain එක හදලා නැහැ. You are checking the availability of domain. If it is available, you can pay and buy. That's all. You have to reserve. Not like Gmail is free, no. If it is available freely, you can get that Gmail. Right? අපි හිතමු ටෙලිෆෝන් නම්බර් එකක් අපිට හොයන අපි ඉල්ලනවා ඩයලොග් එකෙන් අපිට ඕන 077777888 කියන නම්බර් එක. ඒතර ඩයලොග් මොකද කියන්නේ? මේක available ද නැද්ද කියලා තියෙනවා. available නම් මොකද කරන්න පුළුවන්? You can pay and buy. Understood? If it is available, you can pay and buy that number. Right? Simple as that. If this domain is available, you can pay and buy this domain. That's all.
Okay.
Right. Okay. With that, actually, ICANN is the provider, domain name provider. You have to go and ask from them if you really need the domain name. But you don't go to ICANN. ICANN is the factory basically. ICANN කියන factory එකෙන් ගන්නෙ නෑ. අපි reseller කෙනෙක්ගෙන් තමයි ගන්නේ. So, and that's what I want to explain. With that, the basic theory part related to internet and World Wide Web, I think we have covered the basic theory part. Next day, we have to discuss about website, and I'll explain you how to write website or how to write this HTML code in, and not only that, So let's do this practically. Let's host this practically and see, and we'll get a domain name and start hosting a website. Then you can practically understand what's happening. Okay.
Sir, sir,
Oh,
sir, screen recording කරන්න කොහොමද?
screen recording you can do using PowerPoint වල තියෙනවා මේකේ insert screenshot screen clip මේ තියෙන screen clipping කියලා. ඒකෙන් නැත්තම් වීඩියෝ එකක් ගිහිල්ලා video from browser online මෙතනින් නෙවෙයි මෙතනින් ගන්න screenshot එකෙන් ගන්න screen clipping එකේ clip එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. So එහෙම option එකක් තියෙනවා PowerPoint වල. screen එකේ වීඩියෝ එකක් record කරන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්තම් දැන් Apple වල නම් තියෙනවා quick time player එකට ගියාම quick time player එකේ තියෙනවා මේ new screen recording කියලා තියෙනවා. So you can use that option. එහෙම නැත්තම් Zoom වගේ එකකින් ඔයාලා meeting එකක් Zoom වලින් ගත්තත් ඉතින් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. Zoom එකක්ම වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Zoom ඔයා තනියෙන් පටන්ගෙන
ඔව් මට මේ Zoom විතරක් නෙවෙයි ඒකයි මං අහන්නේ කියන්නේ Zoom විතරක් නෙවෙයි දැන් මට දැන් Zoom මන් දන්නවා රෙකෝඩ් කරද්දි එතකොට Zoom එක විතරනේ
විතරයි
එහෙම
කියන්නේ.
නෙවෙයි මේ දැන් අපි Zoom එකක රෙකෝඩ් කරද්දි Zoom එකක වෙන දේවල් විතරනේ සර් මං කියන්නේ මේ
මුළු screen එකේම වෙන දේවල් record වෙනවා.
එතකොට ඔව් ඒකත් හරි අර එතකොට ඒ කියන්නේ අපි අර මීටින් එකක් ලොන්ච් කරන්න ඕනේ.
ඔව්. ඉතින් මීටින් එකක් ලොන්ච් කරාට කවුරුත් ජොයින් වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. තනියම මීටින් එකක් ලොන්ච් කරලා කරන්න පුළුවන්. කවුරුත් ජොයින් වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. start meeting now ගිහිල්ලා record කරන්න. then it will record.
තව ඒ කියන්නේ තව ඒ වගේ ඒවා තියෙන්නේ PowerPoint වල
Camtasia තියෙනවා. Camtasia එක තියෙනවා. Bandicam කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා.
අන්න ඒ වගේ ඒවා තමයි සර් මම අහන්නේ කියන්නේ කොහොමද මේ කියන්නේ ඉක්මනට ටග්ගල ක්වික් ලොන්ච් එකකට
Yeah, you can use Camtasia or Bandicam.
ඒක ඇප් එකක්ද?
Yeah, you can download that software from internet. Okay, with that I'll stop for today.
සර් ඒක නම් මොකද කිව්වේ?
Camtasia.